Our Curse of Strahd D&D campaign continues. The characters are Garo, the cleric monk, who used to be an elf, now he's part dryad when a spirit infused him with nature magic, Krusk, the half-orc paladin, Boshak, the lizardfolk warlock, and Gouda, our gnome sorcerer who died in the last episode and came back. Now she has multiple eyes all over her body, since a beholder had brought her back, and her little bird Snacks was transformed into a gazer. The previous sessions, we had arrived at Barovia, which we discovered is run by a vampire lord, Strahd von Zarevich, and his brides. He's become obsessed with the woman, Irina, and we fled to Vallaki, a town which resents Strahd to keep her safe. Because of the mists of Barovia, no one is allowed to leave the country without his permission. Our story begins at the Blue Water Inn in the city of Vallaki, which has mandatory festivals every week, which the Baron believes will drive Strahd away. We'd been forced by the Hags to distribute their dream pastries, which we now know contain children in them. So, because they threaten to kill us if we don't, Boshak takes the pastries and tosses them in an alleyway.
They said to distribute them, so now they are distributed in the trash.
That night, Boshak wakes up to see the sinister, smiling face of Morgantha, the hag from the windmill, standing over him while he's sleeping.
I'm a little disappointed in you. I asked you to distribute the pastries, and here you are, throwing them away.
You asked us to get rid of them. You did not say how.
She wags her finger at him.
Well, we expected more of you. You know better than that. Treat this as a warning. When you get up tomorrow, you'll find a fresh set of pastries there. We expect you to sell them to people as we requested.
Very well,
Boshak said. We didn't really have a choice at this point.
Excellent,
she says.
Also, by the way, there's the Church of St. Andrew's. We know they've been taking in children there. We could definitely find some more to add. So if you see any, bring them to us.
Boshak nods.
Good,
she says, and turns over towards Krusk and starts waving her hands. Thin wisps of colors issue out from her fingers and sink into his head.
What are you doing to him?
Sending him bad dreams and taking a bit of his life essence. He attacked my sisters. Can't have that now, can we?
The DM asks Boshak, do you try and stop her? Not really, Boshak's player says. I can't fight her, not here. Boshak just watches as the hag plays with his dreams. After she's done, she backs away to the shadows in the corner, her figure blending in with the darkness and fading into the night. The next day, we let Krusk know what happened.
How are you feeling?
Boshak asked.
Tired, Krusk said. Like really tired. I watched as the night hag sucked you off last night.
Wait, which one?
The oldest, Morgantha.
No! Your hit point max goes down by a D10.
They're also upset that we did not distribute the pastries.
I'm like, we did exactly what they asked.
I know, right?
Right? Typical middle manager position. They asked you to do something, and you do it. But now it's your fault because they didn't give you all the details you needed to do your own job. They're like, hey, go do this thing. And you did this thing. But no, you didn't do it right.
I know, right? It's like they don't even care.
Don't even care.
Working with higher powers is always like that, isn't it?
I know. Tell me about it, says Garo the cleric and Boshak the warlock. I asked Boshak, what level do we have to be to kill the hags?
I don't know. Pretty high up. The worst thing we gotta deal with is etherealness.
Etherealness? I ask. Boshak explained to me, in my normal voice because I can't do his voice for too long, hags are not your normal monster. You can't just knock them into the corner and start beating them to death. They're a lot more cunning than that. Night hags have the ability, etherealness. It lets them go into the ethereal plane. Basically, it's a get-out-of-jail-free card if they're in trouble. You could be fighting a hag, you have a dead to rights, backed into a corner, outnumbered 20 people to 1, and they just vanish. And you never see them again. Not until the next time you sleep. And not only that, but they can still attack you on the ethereal plane when you sleep. And they can do this at will. And we gotta deal with 3 of them. Etherealness is not a spell, so you can't counterspell it, can't target them on a different plane, so Dispel Magic doesn't work, Hold Person doesn't work because they aren't a humanoid, they're immune to Charm, and Etherealness doesn't require verbal or somatic components, so Silence, Restrained, Entangled, Grabbed, all that stuff doesn't work. If they didn't already have magic resistance, you can't corner them. They're not going to fight you on the physical plane if they think they might lose. First round, they're out of there. That's cheating, I say as Garo. Well, we're here in Barovia. Everyone here is Strahd's prisoner, so they can't escape here.
They can. It works fine,
Boshak explained.
They just have to return after a set period of time, or they might go into some sub-demi-plane within Barovia. Either way, it's still a problem.
Well, what about in the story of Hansel and Gretel? I said. They stuffed a hag into an oven and cooked her.
Well, I don't know, Garo. Could that hag phase through solid objects at will and have resistance to fire damage and non-magical attacks?
Probably not.
Then it's not gonna happen. I'm starting to think that whole story of Hansel and Gretel might just be a fairy tale. Can't trust all the stories you hear. I was wondering how 2 CR0 commoners killed 1 hag.
So, killing them, not happening?
Not anytime soon. But I am waiting for the day to feast on their flesh.
Boshak snarls.
I will not let anyone have power over me.
But we still gotta distribute those dream pastries. Even though they got kids in them, Gouda piped up.
Guess you could say there's no haggling with them right now.
Before we leave, Vasily comes to talk to us. Thanks you guys for saving me the other day. I probably would have been fine on my own against those wolves, but it was a little scary. Anyway, I had some of these relics that might be useful to you. I got them in a trade a while back. He unfurls the cloth and reveals a set of weapons. You guys can take your pick of these if you think they're going to be helpful. Lord knows I'm not going to be using them. But, just a heads up, I got them from a Vistani. I can't make any promises if they're cursed or not. We grab a few of the items and thank him. We really needed magic weapons at that time. The hags we had fought beforehand were resistant to non-magical attacks. The weapons and items were a polymorph blade, Medusa blade, reckless quarterstaff, and a resistance cloak. The weapon I took was a reckless quarterstaff. It counted as magical and it let you roll initiative with advantage, but then during that first turn, enemies would have advantage to attack you. Thanks, Vasily. Yeah, no problem, thank you, he says and leaves. That day we go around to people and talk to them, collecting a few missions. We also distribute the dream pastries, saying,
Here is a dream pastry. It is disgusting. Do not eat it.
Absolutely vile, puke-worthy, here you go. Several civilians take them with these confused looks on their face. Some even try them, getting a little light hop in their step afterwards. As we're walking around the town square, there are several posters out for the last mandatory celebration. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendance and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well. The Baron. That poster gets torn down for the new proclamation. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required. Rain or shine. All will be well. The Baron. Apparently in the last celebration, the Wolf's Head Jamboree, they took several wolf's heads and paraded around the city with them. After that morbid display, no one in the city was looking forward to this upcoming festival. We also hear rumors of the supposed Van Richten, famed vampire hunter who's in Barovia. No one knows where he is, but stories of his deeds have spread far and wide. And I realize that the module beat me to the punch with Stad Velsig. We went to a shop that sells toys. It's Blinsky's Toy Shop. Beneath the flaking words is the text, Is no fun, is no Blinsky. Gouda piped up,
I think I'm going to get along with him just fine. The man's got good taste.
Blinsky steps into the front of the shop. The man has a pent monkey on his shoulder, Piccolo.
Welcome, friends, to the House of Blinsky, where happiness and smiles can be bought at bargain prices. Perhaps you know of a little child in need of joy, a little toy for a girl or boy.
Gouda gasped. No, Gouda, we're not adding him to the party. Besides, he's probably busy.
I wish that were true,
he said crestfallen.
I just want to bring happiness to Barovia, but everyone is sad all the time.
We took some time to peruse the shop. The place sold very morbid and gothic toys. Just sharing a few examples with you, there's A wind-up musical merry-go-round with figures of snarling wolves chasing children instead of prancing horses. 9 silver pieces. A miniature gallows, complete with trapdoor and weighted hanged man. 9 copper pieces. A headless doll that comes with a sack of attachable heads, including one with its eyes and mouth stitched shut. 9 copper pieces. A set of wooden nesting dolls. The smaller each one gets, the older it gets, until the innermost doll is a mummified corpse. Price? 9 copper pieces.
I mean, I make the toys, but no one seems to want them. The only actual business I get is from the Baron, who has me make decorations for the festival.
Gouda said.
I don't know, maybe. Why don't you not make the toys so creepy?
Looking down the row of dolls, she notices one that catches her eye. One that looks remarkably similar to Irina.
What about that normal-looking one?
Not that one. He snatches it up.
That's for pickup. It's a custom order. Who wants it?
Izeck.
Who's Izeck?
From earlier, remember that we had learned that Izeck was the captain of the guards. He was the iron fist that kept things around here in tight lock, known for being stern and intimidating. One of his arms was demonic, strange, and misshapen. Witnesses around town said they'd seen him throwing fire from it. Anyone who dared to cross Izeck was swiftly put down.
Why does he want it? I don't know,
Blinsky said.
Just every month he requests a doll for him. Some details are different, but the hair. It's always that same auburn hair.
Garo, the DM explained, since you guys have come in, thinking back on it, Irina is the only one who has that hair color. Everyone else has black, gray, or dark brown.
I know you are strangers here, but to us it is bad luck to be born with auburn hair,
Blinsky said. He sets the doll back onto the shelf.
He said that if I don't, he would burn down my store, so I make the doll as he ordered to order every month.
What a creep, Gouda pipes up. What is it, with everyone in this place being obsessed with Irina? There's many fish in the sea. How many dolls have you made for Izeck?
A lot, he said. Dozens? Over 100. I don't even know what he does with them. Oh, why?
We continue talking to him, eventually buying a few toys, which makes Blinsky particularly happy, and say goodbye. After him, we went to the church of St. Andrel. The place is hallowed ground because of the sacred remains of the saint buried there. As we enter, there's a lot of children running around, orphans doing chores. The temple is of the Morning Lord. In the mythos, there's the Morning Lord and Mother Night. Supposedly, the Morning Lord got sent away and is not present or something, and now the land has been claimed by Mother Night, which is why it's constantly gloomy. Hello, what's up? I'm Garo.
Greetings, Garo,
Father Lucian says. I'm interested in being a follower of the Morning Lord.
You are?
Yes, I am a cleric of Tor, but I see that the Morning Lord has power in this realm, and if it gives the people hope, then I want to be a follower of him.
Oh, great. Wonderful. We really could use all the help. I'll get you some cleric vestments.
I follow him to a private area. His voice went down to a whisper.
While we're here, I need your help. I need to talk to you about something.
Yeah, what's up?
People in the town have told you that these grounds are hallowed and protected by the spirit of St. Andrel. Well, that was true. Until a few days ago. I discovered that the remains were stolen the other day.
Ah.
We need your help to find them. Please, the town needs them. This place is home to so many children and lost souls that have nowhere else to go. They're the only thing keeping this place safe. If Strahd or anyone else finds out, we could get attacked.
Cool, got it. Don't worry. We'll take care of it. I let the group know we got to get these bones back for them. Gouda piped up.
I guess you could say we have a bone to pick with them.
You could say that. If you were a monster. Following the trail of clues, we find that the body was stolen by a groundskeeper and was traded to a guy who anonymously left it at a location for pickup by some stranger. We find that the trade happened out in front of a fisherman's house, Bluto. Unfortunately, at the site, there's no other clues. He's our last trail, and he's fishing out on the lake, so we take our own boat out to talk to him. As soon as we get within eyesight range of him, Bluto sees us, has a panic in his eyes, takes a sack in his boat, and throws it overboard, rowing away as fast as he can. Garo leaps overboard to grab the sack while Boshak fires an eldritch blast at his kneecaps. He cries out in pain as the magic rips through his legs and he stops rowing, when really, he probably should have gone for his arms if he wanted him to stop rowing, but anyway, it got him to stop, so who cares? Garo pulls up the heavy sack onto the boat. You notice it is vaguely humanoid-shaped. It's not a skeleton, but it seems like a body of some kind. A small, child-sized body. What's in the sack? I ask Bluto.
Just my good luck charm,
Bluto says, blubbering. What's in the sack? Swear to you, this better not be another dead kid.
Fishing's been bad, he explains. I needed something to help me.
We open up the sack. There's a kid in there. Is she dead? I ask the DM. Nope, she's alive. Oh, thank God! Had we finally managed to save someone. Apparently, you can't even go 10 feet in Barovia without running into another missing kid. The girl crawls out of the bag after you untie it. She's a Vistani with dark hair. She's a teenager.
Oh, who was the one who saved me? Garo, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, finally. I've seen you all before, but I have yet to introduce myself. I'm Arabelle. Thank you so much for saving me. I knew you'd come, just didn't know when.
Wow, she's surprisingly calm after being almost murdered. I think the children at this point have become self-aware and have all collectively gotten over the fear of being killed.
Why'd you take the kid?
Krusk asked Bluto.
The Vistani, they're lucky. Bluto said, I needed luck, so she's my good luck charm. Please, I'm just a humble fisherman. I didn't mean you no trouble.
Bluto, I ask, we're looking for the remains of St. Andrel. There's a deal which went down between two people outside of your house. It's a cold case right now. You're our only lead. Did you see anything on the night that the deal went down?
No, I saw nothing,
he said. What are we going to do with this guy? Boshak looks over to him.
He probably has quite the delicious femur.
He tried to kill Arabelle, our paladin says. The only sentence for that is death. Krusk stabs Bluto in the chest and tosses him into the water.
Wait, don't kill him,
Gouda says, horrified. Whoa, hold on, I say. What's the group like? Consensus with killing him? You guys see his body in the lake, blood issuing out. Shouldn't we do like a pill of some kind? Gouda, how do you feel about this? Ah! She's horrified. Fine. I pull him back onto the boat and cast Cure Wounds. You now have an unconscious Bluto. Here's what we're going to do, I say. We'll take him back to the Vistani camp. He'll be brought to justice there. They might kill him, but they'll do what they need to do. Arabelle looks to us.
Can I stay with you guys in Vallaki?
No, I explained to her. The Vistani are banned in Vallaki. Also, we need to get you back to your family.
Aw,
Arabelle said, disappointed.
I wanted to be here during the festival. I think this one's bound to be quite exciting.
We leave the lake and head over to the Vistani camp. As we approach, the Vistani immediately recognize the girl. Arabelle! They rush forward and hug her. Also, we show them Bluto. The camp leader was very happy with us.
Not only did you rescue my daughter, but you brought back the bastard that did it. Well done.
What's going to happen to Bluto? Are you going to kill him?
Oh, no. We Vistani have our own ways of punishing people. Hexes, curses. He's going to think twice about taking one of our own again. But anyway, please, come. We must reward you.
We got to select one. The options in front of us were a wooden box, a metal chest, a rug with a unicorn printed on it, or a throne. We went with the metal chest, which had some jewelry we sold for gold. Before leaving, we speak with Casimir, one of the sages of the Vistani camp, because he's one of the people the fortune told us about. At first, the guards are trying to shoo us away, but then when we mention that Madame Ava sent us, their eyes light up. Oh, Madame Ava, of course! And they usher us inside.
You two are quite unusual guests, Casimir said. A dryad and a beholder.
Inside, there are several servants taking care of him. He sends them away.
I myself am just as unusual as you are.
He lowers his hood. What you see is a feeble and decrepit elf, covered in bandages. Any open skin we can see is spotted with sores and clotted blood. Were you given gifts as well?
Yes, he said, magic to heal others. But my gift, is exacted a toll on my body, making me weak, frail. Please, we must travel to the Amber Temple.
What's at the Amber Temple?
Power, greater gifts, and answers, he said. Answers to many questions I'm sure you have. Also, I know that you seek to destroy Strahd. I have a weapon, a blade from his brother Sergei. If you take me to the Amber Temple, I will give you the weapon.
Cool, let's go.
No, not now, he said. You must be more advanced in your gifts.
Oh. So what you're saying is the Amber Temple is late-game content, and we're not high enough level to go there.
I don't quite follow.
You want us to level up first before we go there?
No, what you need to do is to explore the world, becoming more powerful and stronger in your gifts.
So yes, that is exactly what he's saying. Don't worry, I'm going to pretend we didn't have this conversation until many sessions later. The group traveled back to Vallaki. Once we entered in through the gates, the portcullis slammed down behind us, and we were surrounded by about 10 guards. Stepping forward is the head of the guards, Izeck. We finally see his mutated, misshapen demon arm he uses to cast magic from.
We heard there was a group of outsiders who came here to selling these pastries.
He holds up one of the dream pastries we sold,
which were laced with something in them. You're all under arrest for attempting to poison civilians and guards. Surrender now. Hand over your weapons.
Garo leans in.
Hopefully we can explain it to them.
The DM asks us, do you guys give up your weapons? We all agree. Yeah, we all totally surrender. As the guards come over to Garo and Krusk, they reach out to take your weapons from you. We give them over. Actually, the DM clarifies, you don't. You instinctively draw your weapons closer to you. After all, they're your weapons. You're not going to let them take them away from you, are you? What? The DM explains, you guys didn't get a chance to identify the weapons, but both of them are cursed. You can't be willingly disarmed and need to have the weapon on you at all times. Oh, no.
Hand over the quarterstaff.
Yep, that's what I'm trying to do. I say as I notice my hands are white-knuckled, clenching the quarterstaff.
You can let go now. Okay, goodbye, quarterstaff. Goodbye, quarterstaff.
I said, give us the weapon.
Funny story. I can't give up the weapon. It's like sacred to me, or like very important to my family. I'm shaking the weapon up and down and trying to get rid of it, but the weapon won't let me let go of it. And let go. And let go.
That's when I realize
I gotta make a break for it.
And I try to run as fast as I can, but it doesn't go very well. A fight ensues and we get the shit kicked out of us. Some surrender, some get knocked unconscious. Seems like that might be the end for Garo. Welp. Guess it's time for, I reach into my bag, Stan Velsing. It was supposed to be a simple holiday vacation to Vallaki for Stan Velsing, when all of a sudden he noticed, Garo's not dead yet, Ben.
Take them away,
Izeck says, gesturing to the guards. But as we're fighting, Irina drops her hood and reveals herself. Wait, no!
Her.
Izeck is shocked, his eyes wide.
No. We need to take them to the Burgomaster. She's the one the devil's after.
As the group was hauled away to prison in chains, that was where that session ended.